When we last left off in this world, we established ourselves a religion. The only thing we're missing here, outside of this, is a government, unfortunately. So we're going to be building ourselves a castle today to get the center of our government set up in this world, and probably a city in this area. I think this is quite a good area to have a castle, probably tucked away like in this corner here. We got have the castle over here somewhere, and then probably fill in this whole area with a nice, beautiful city. Luckily, most of what we're going to be using in this build is probably all in these chests, if they load. There they are. We have gotten ourselves quite the amount of materials here. The only thing I'm missing is some deep slate, which I know we don't have very much of it. So we're going to go ahead and dig into a chunk real quick and just get ourselves some of that. I'm hoping to get enough that I don't need to continuously go back when I'm building this thing. But you know how it goes. We'll see. We'll see. So let's go dig over here into some deep slate. All right, we went ahead and loaded up on a bunch of deep slate here and some spruce planks, or well, these are logs. A bunch of spruce, because I know I'm going to end up using this for some piece of this build. Probably the roof. I typically like to use the spruce on the roof. But we got a bunch of deep slate here. Again, I don't know if this is enough. We're going to find out when we actually start building. So for the building process, let me plan this out a little bit. I'm trying to think of where I want to put this, like I said. So let's go ahead and look up here. I think I want to tuck it close to these mountains, and we're going to have to end up like fixing. We're going to tear this down. I think this stuff's generally okay. I might knock off like some of that floating piece there, but I want to get rid of all this weird stuff because it's going to be so close to the kingdom here. I don't think I want to have that right in the background. So yeah, we're going to put the castle like right here somewhere. And then I want to end up having another wall around the castle, a smaller wall. There will be like a wall around the castle, obviously, because it's going to be a castle. And then we're going to have a smaller wall going around this whole area, which we may or may not finish today, but we'll see. We're going to be working on this city for probably the next couple episodes, but or the next episode or two. So yeah, we're going to end up filling all of this stuff in with a bunch of stuff. So the potentially, depending on how big castle ends up being and what we're looking to do for different sections of our city, this could go all the way over there. I don't know. We're going to use these rivers as like sort of a barrier here, and then I want to have a front gate wherever it ends on this side with a nice road going out, and then another gate on the side to go have a bridge across over to, and a road sent to our cathedral over here so that everybody from town can move themselves this way over to the church. Now, you would think they'd want to have a church on the inside. We may have some smaller churches on the inside, but this is going to be like, we're going to have this big city here and potentially some smaller cities and different other areas, and they all can convene here at this bigger church. That's what this one is for, and that's why it's so big. That's like a headquarters, I guess, for our religion here. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually get started on planning out how we're going to do this. I'm going to have to end up flattening out a bunch of this stuff. I'm not entirely sure. I'm definitely going to go into creative and design up something so that I don't spend a super duper amount of time messing around with things. But I don't know how big this is going to be. So we're going to go ahead and flatten out a decent chunk here. Like, I think I'm going to bring, we have a lot of dirt over there too. So I'm going to bring out this top layer, maybe out to like here. And then we can terrain. Wow. We could terraform a nice step down around it, like here, and hopefully that's a big enough area to put what we need to put down. So here we go. Let me hop in here and just extend that out. I think it's better than digging. It might be quicker to dig, but this will save me from having to bring a beacon over here. So let's go over here and grab some dirt. I don't actually have. Hold on, before we get. Okay, so we do have a few more shulker boxes. I kind of forgot. I set myself up a little bit with some shulker boxes. So yeah, we're good. Let's go ahead and bring over, let's say the white one. Why not? I need a brown one, but I don't think I have any brown dye. Have I run into a jungle in this world? I really cannot remember. Wait a minute. I don't know if I've been into a jungle here. Well, next time I see a jungle, I'll try to grab some cocoa beans so we can actually have like like some brown dye. I feel like that's such an easy thing. Then we can grow some cocoa beans. I kind of been missing this world. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna come up with some smaller projects to be able to revisit this world more often than I am. Because the issue is these projects are becoming large enough that I don't feel compelled to make an episode unless I spend a decent chunk of time on a project, and then I have to upload more videos. And I like to do other things too, so I don't have the time, which ends up being the main problem is why these don't come out very often. I think the last one was like 2 months ago. So I'm sorry for anybody that enjoys this series. I hope you enjoy all the other stuff I post. I do like making other things, but you know we're trying here. I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so all right. Let's go ahead and cover up this. We're gonna need to take. Let me move everything to the side here because I have. Where am I gonna put this stuff? I don't think I'll come out to this point, so we'll throw everything on this little hill right here, except for this one. We'll take this one, and then we'll bring over those few other ones and put them right in front of these. I just feel so nervous, like, throwing a bunch of shulker boxes over there, just because I feel like a creeper's gonna come up and blow it up. And we have plenty to spare as far as stone and stuff. I haven't even put that stuff in a chest yet, or any shulker boxes yet, because it's all over there. But we have so much. I don't think we're gonna have any issues. And that's normally what I have issues with, because oftentimes I end up using stone stuff way more than I do anything else. Second that to deep slate, but I feel like I normally run out of stone way quicker. Yeah, let's go ahead and fill up here on dirt. And we're going to go ahead and set this platform out. I should grab a bed before I start. Hold on. Gonna get dark. I have some healing stuff on me, but yeah, and since I've been a while now since I've actually done anything in this world, I've kind of forgotten about the fact that it's ultra hardcore sometimes. Like I haven't gotten close to dying or anything like that, but I I'll be looking down at my hearts, and I was missing 2 hearts until I got into range of that beacon there, and I was wondering why it wasn't going up, and I remembered, oh wait, I forgot what this world is about. Yeah, we're gonna take ourselves a nice nap, and then we'll get to terraforming out this area. So here we have our foundation where we're gonna put the castle. It's about this big, I'm pretty sure. So this should be just about it. I always hate doing these things. I'm probably gonna end up extending this level out this way. At least maybe to like curve out that way, just so it doesn't look so natural. But I'm gonna leave it until we place the building because I think this definitely is going to change how it looks. Now we have to go and collect everything. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so much stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and grab like a bunch of stone. Just fill up like a bunch of these with stone. And we're gonna have to like keep going back. There's no way I'm gonna like get everything that I need. I mean, I probably have enough here for everything as far as like deep slate and most likely that. These got stuff. So we're gonna have to grab like more stone, but I'll just grab a stone cutter and get a bunch of stone. Because I'm mostly gonna use stone brick and stone. No, it's mostly stone brick. I'm trying to think if there's like another stone I use here. I don't think I'm gonna use anything else. Probably throw some cobble in, some spruce, or some actual stone, some andesite to break up the texturing. Because I do have like pretty much what I want the building to be already in a Litematica file, but it's not exactly how I want it to be. I'm gonna end up texturing a lot, and we're gonna add all of the details. I'm not gonna use the same palette as this because I want the church to feel older than I do the actual castle. And I think it'll mostly keep it, I'm gonna mostly keep it intact. I mean, I just will throw like, maybe towards the base, I'll throw like cobble and maybe some stone. We already do have some andesite and some cracked. That'll be really good. It's just a subtle thing, the cracked stone bricks. Little stuff like that, but I'm gonna build the actual building first. And then once I'm done with it, I will like add all these little details that we need to do. Including, you know, like this, like stuff on the inside here. I don't know if I'll completely get the entirety of every room and like tower that I have completely filled out. But I think the main area I want to have like all the different things that we're going to put in here. And then a lot of things that I'm even missing here, I guess, is like little side things, you know, like some barrels in the corner, um, tables, desks, you know, different things like a log area in the corner. We're going to add like a bunch of different stuff after we actually finish the build. Or the main structure. We'll add all the details. Some like, you know, vegetation stuff. It's not incredibly detailed, but we'll work on that afterwards. So it looks like I'm gonna have to end up smelting a lot of stuff. I thought I used my silk touch more than I did, but apparently not. Do I have my stone cutter out here? I don't think I do. Okay. I mean, we can make another one. It's not that hard. Ooh, actually got some more in here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and build this up. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once we actually have the building done, like I said, we got plenty of stuff we're going to be working on afterwards. So we're just building the actual structure part, but there's so much more to be done. I don't want to leave it like this one. I didn't get a pathing going on the outside, which I still need to do. I'm not going to like, you know, mark that off, but I want to have it finished, the castle part. We're not going to get to like all the, you know, the wall going around the town inside around the city here and everything, but I want this castle to be complete. I do not want to touch it again. I want it to be done. So we're gonna have plenty of stuff to do after we build this structure part up, but let's go ahead and actually do it now. All right, I guess we'll take a little progress update here. I'm definitely gonna have to get more deep slate, I think. I'm pretty sure I have like another layer of deep slate that covers most of this, or at least a portion of it. And what do I have left? I mean, maybe not. I guess I've only used half. We might be okay. But I'm struggling keeping up with a number of things here. Obviously, we have more stone, but we're probably going to have to end up smelting. Or we're definitely going to have to end up smelting some because we don't have a bunch of stone over there. So we're going to have to take a smelting break, which I might just like set up a bunch of furnaces and just start doing it. I'm not sure if these chunks over there will be loaded or not. But they might be. I can bring it over here, I guess. It's not really a huge deal. Could set up like a super smelter, but I think it might be okay. But yeah, so far here's what we got. We have a couple different towers. I think there's 4 of them, all at different heights. So we got a main one that's going to be, I don't know how obvious it is. Oh yeah, because I opened up all of these. So there's a main tower here that's going to go up taller than the rest of them. And then there's one there, one there, one there, and one there. There's so 5. And then we have a couple different things going on. But it's definitely a decent sized building. Because each tower, there's like, this one's pretty short, I think. Each tower is going to have quite a bit of stuff in there. So I'm going to struggle filling them all out. And honestly, you know, a couple of these towers could just be used for something. Like something dumb. Like I don't have a traditional mob farm in here. So I was actually thinking to myself, maybe I could make a mob farm inside of one of the towers. But I don't know. I'll have to see the height and all that. I think this one might be the tallest one. We'll take a look at that after the fact. But I'm definitely going to have to make some adjustments here as far as the materials I have. We're not going to be fully stacked as I thought. I mean, we have them. We just have to smelt some more stone and possibly get a few other things. Like there's some andesite in there I didn't really think about. And we actually didn't have any in this chest. We ended up having them over here. I guess I didn't show you guys this chunk over here. I just realized I wasn't playing with shaders for like a portion of this video. Um, but yeah, right over here, we have some in here because we started to dig out the entire chunk. And I think at some point, yeah, we have a decent amount of andesite here. So we should be good in andesite. I don't think there's too much scattered along the building itself. But yeah, we started to dig out the entire chunk, and then I realized to myself I really only need the deep slate. So I ended up just coming down here and started digging out this. Which this is all we got. That's about four shulker boxes worth of deep slate, and then that little strip down there, which is where we get some tough as well, because we did need some tough on the bottom, and we ended up using all of that for our other build. But yeah, I'm thinking I might transfer my I know this is like my main area, and I don't necessarily want to leave it because it doesn't fit anything else. I mean, we have our creeper farm here, so we'll come back here for stuff. I mean, we have our iron farm here, which may be full. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's kind of getting there. Just because we're in this area quite a bit, we're on this world. We got a skelly farm right there. You know, we got quite a few things here, so I don't necessarily want to leave this, but I think maybe moving my villagers over there and setting up over there might be a good thing I should do. But we'll see once we go along. I'm kind of just rambling a little bit, but whoa. Kind of just rambling a little bit, but you know, it's just stupid things I'm thinking about while I'm building this. What I want to use all of the towers for. And I wouldn't necessarily want to move this whole thing over there. We might keep like this kind of stuff here, but maybe when we have like some super special villagers or I don't know, something, we can move them over there. And then we can have some big farms in the village itself, or like the city. So I'll definitely want to have villagers over there. I want them to populate the city, even if they're not in the castle. Maybe that's what I'll do. Either way. And we're getting pretty close to the spawn over here with this castle too. Don't know. I saw that spawn chunks were being removed, but I think it's after this update. I have to update this world. Still on 121.4. And I very well may do that during this process. I mean, I don't know. Because I feel like I might help have a happy guest building some pieces of this castle, but you know, we'll see. I think it works a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's constantly loading like it should be. And we have quite a lot though. I need to convert some of these to blocks. I need to clear this whole thing out just because I'll forget to come out here when I actually need stuff. And we're so close. I think we're like right over here. Or like right there. Yeah, we're right there. And that thing is so ugly. We'll have to cover it up if we want to like use those areas. But here's what the castle's gonna look like when we fly in over here. I mean, it's got quite a platform. Now I'm gonna have to design, or not design. I'm gonna have to use this texturing that I did on the front, on the sides and the back. I didn't actually do that. So we'll extend our thing a bit. This is quite the intermission, I know. Like this guy was just building a castle and now he's talking about all this crap. Well, welcome to one of my videos. All right. I may just fly back to the damn house. I'll just fly over there, go to bed, and get back to it. So here we go. Let's get back to it. Man, it feels good to be back at my setup. I've been using my wife's setup for some second channel videos. If you guys want to check those out, link in the description for the channel. It's the Wired Spam channel. Wired 2, whatever you want to call it. But it's I've been posting stuff over there every day, every other day. Cool little, you know, lower effort videos that I can kind of just post, and I've been really enjoying doing it, and it's been pretty cool. So if you want to check that out, link in the description. Anyway, self promo over. Here's the castle. Let me hit the hay before I actually show you guys what we got so far. We're definitely not done yet. Alrighty. So let's run out here. You've probably seen in the time lapse what this actually looks like, but we'll go ahead and run out here real quick. Get a glimpse from the front. Hold on, buddy. Get out of here. We don't have none of this. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna take a glimpse from up here real quick. Let's see what we got. Bam. Ain't she a beauty? I love this thing. This is really nice. It's the biggest build I think I've ever made in Minecraft. And it took quite a while, even though I did plan this out in creative, and I was going off of a file from a Litematica schematic that I made for the creative world. And it still took forever. At least, I don't know, at least an hour or two, I'd say, just to put it all up. But yeah, so the only thing I've put in the interior so far is this staircase, and we definitely have so many more staircases to do. So let's do a little blueprint here. This is the ground floor. Actually, before we go in there, this place is so big. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like we're gonna have so much. I'm moving my this is for a future city that's gonna be behind me here, but I'm kind of using this as an excuse to move my base because there's so much space here. Like everything we have in that entire bowl over here, off in the distance, could fit in this castle without question. I mean, obviously, there's some like things like the creeper farm that would need certain requirements met, but it would fit the building itself. So down here, I kind of wasted some material on putting the pillars all the way to the floor, just because of the way that I started to build this. And then after I finished it, I was like, wait a minute, I don't need these in here. So we're gonna break all these pillars down, and then we're going to have just a big, huge open room about the size of the, well, it is exactly the size of the entire platform that the castle sits on. So down here is this giant room. We can replace the floor, obviously, but I don't know what we're going to do with this. I mean, I obviously want to keep like a certain theme, but if I'm going to use this castle for practical purposes to return to, then, you know, there may be some things, but this is more like a dungeon. So I don't know. We'll see. I might make a section of it like a dungeon and then use the rest of it for like practical things. If we need space for something, we can put it down here. It's like a little warehouse for us to be able to put things in. Maybe a big storage thing. I have no idea. There's so much room. So here we go. We go up the main stairs. And like I said, this is going to be like a whole city here. Like, do I have room on the side? Yeah. This is just going to be, there's going to be a big city here. I'm talking like, I'm going to see, I have to see, but there's going to be a smaller wall going all around the city, all around the castle. And I don't want it to cut too close to here, so I might have to tear back this mountain a bit. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. This should be more centered now that I've actually built it. So if we have to like, we may end up doing it. Oh, that freaked me out for a second. What I might end up doing for the city walls is going around the mountain and down that way, so it'll be a really big kingdom, which could be really cool. I mean, we'll have some mountains inside of our kingdom, have like some different things up there, but we'll see. We'll see how we're gonna do it. So yeah, this will obviously be a city at some point, and we got plenty of stuff that's gonna go around this. So this will be, we'll have like a main road going up to here, I guess, or something like that. We'll see as we build around the city and stuff, and then that'll come up to here. And, you know, we might throw some like gates and stuff to keep some protection, and then maybe like a little gate here. I don't know. We need to put some stuff on the outside. So I'm thinking like something we can put here, whether it's like a horse stall or some kind of logging area for anybody that's coming into the castle. And there's plenty of room to put different things on the outside of this. I mean, there's not much here on the side, but there's some stuff that can go here. I have a couple of doors going in that side, and we can put there's quite a big area here in the back to put some things that we might end up having to put back here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to like look around and see what gives me some ideas. Like, there's got to be some stuff like maybe some barrels stacked up there in the corners. I don't know if like have like a stocking shed on the outside for like workers to come out and take things into the castle, something like that. And we'll probably put barrels and things in the corners of different areas that people can bring in. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So there's a lot of different like aesthetically stuff that needs to be done here. But basically, you walk into the main gate here, and we have this open area. I took out, I might still even end up removing the walls right here, like these, to open it up as like a bigger room. But I'm not entirely sure yet because I might want them sectioned off so that we can have like staircases going up. Though this is kind of sectioned as its own room. So I'm not sure. I think one of these towers is like the really small tower. So there's like, I think this one maybe, it goes up to, yeah, it just goes right to the outside up there. So we'll see what we need to do. We might tear down some of them, maybe not. But these like are huge. Like if we come in here, this one doesn't have any floors. That goes all the way up there. I mean, there's quite a number of floors for space of different things that we can put in each one of these. I mean, it's crazy the amount of space we're going to have in this castle. And same thing over here. This one's a pretty tall one as well. About, it's a little smaller, I think. Um, But yeah, there's so much stuff that can be happening in here. And then this is just, the main area. We'll have like a bunch of things down here. Yeah, so here, trying to think of the best way of doing this. So I'm gonna obviously want like a stairs going up there. And then like the top of this tower is gonna be like our main bedroom area. So this main tower is for us. So I'm gonna have to figure out like a good stair layout to do. I really haven't narrowed one down. Might continue these stairs up and then over, and then from there over to up there. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever works best, we'll do that. So we got this tower up there. We'll go up there in a second. We got the outside area here as well, which I was thinking of throwing in some like campfires and like a little area for like guards that are up here. They can like sit down and like sit by the fire and cook up some food or whatever they need to do out here. Maybe not cook up some food, but just get some warmth at night when they're out here patrolling. We got this bridge here as well that connects these few towers. That's why we have that one there, that doorway there. And in each of these, there's a doorway on the top. I don't know if there is one over here. Yeah, there's one. There should be one over there. I don't think I added one. So we got all this space here. This is the small tower, leads directly down to this. So each one of these towers is going to give us an option to get in, except for maybe this one. I might just keep this sectioned off as its own room and you have to come up here to get into here. But yeah, so there's so much space in this castle. So if we go up to this top area, this is where you get the view. This is all the view. Oh, and each one of these cones, by the way, God, I need some apples. Each one of these cones is hollow. So there's space in these bigger ones. Maybe not so much this one because it's not very big. But space in these bigger ones to put stuff as well. If we did need to do that for whatever reason. There's quite a bit of space, especially in this one. We can take a look in a minute. They're dark though, so there might be some mobs up there. This will be our main bedroom. I don't know. We'll put like important stuff up here and then like a bed, and then we can fly in through either side if we need to come into the room. So I do want stairs so that we can walk up here if we need to. I don't want it to only be accessible through flight. So we're going to end up putting stairs in as well, but we'll probably mostly end up flying through the windows. That's why they're decent size, so I can just fly right in without any issues. Well, actually here, I don't have to go up here, but I'll show you how much space. Yeah, this is a pretty big room on its own. Like the inside of this roof, or the main one, is bigger than our house. Our house could fit in here, I think, possibly. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, this is definitely going to be an upgrade, and this is what we got working with. This is a huge area. We're going to move our stuff over here. I might be limited on what I can do with the inside right now because like I said, I might want to save it for like things that are actually going to be practical to me, but we might still try to decorate. Now, in here, obviously, I didn't even show this. This is also like another room, which is like this bigger than our upstairs in our house over in the main base. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to. I guess we could utilize the underside of the stairs. So I put a bunch of, trap doors here, and then I have this little door. So we can put something in here that we need. I don't know. There's all kinds of room for a bunch of different things. And like I said, we have the basement as well, which I might use for storage, honestly. I think maybe that would be the best thing to do. We're going to just have like endless chests of storage that we can put stuff down there. Sections, we could have entire sections of like certain types of blocks with how big this entire space down there is. The main priority I am looking for like aesthetics is some things that I can put on the outside of the castle, because I remember now why I was talking about the city. The castle, I don't think it looks incredibly out of place. Like when I went and looked at it first, I was like, it looks like it was kind of placed there, and it definitely was. Obviously, we built it, but we need to put some trees around. And once we get like the city built up around it, obviously it'll look fine because there'll be a clear division from the walls and the inside of the city and what's on the outside. But this one, it just looks like this magnificent thing that should not be by itself over here in the distance. So we'll take a look at it from a distance when we go over here, though, because I did want to see how that looked, and it looks quite nice. I just rambled about that for like 10 minutes. That's hell yeah. So yeah, let's look over here. Like I said, I want to put a bridge going from there to here. From like wherever the wall is, we'll have a gate, like a side gate, which is a good distance from the castle now that I actually see. Like if I have the wall going right here and then we have a gate right here, it's still a pretty good distance from the castle, which would work well if we're going around that mountain. But yeah, I want to have a gate there with a road going and a bridge across to over here so that it looks like everyone can come over here. Like I said, this will be the religious leaders section. This is like the big church that's in charge of anything. If there was a pope in this world, the pope would be in here. That's kind of what we're doing with this. And with that being said, we might end up adding some more buildings in this area as well. So with what I'm saying for this, for how it needs to be, um, I think that a big thing that I can do now that I'm going to have two different big centers is we have our thing here as well. Or we have our thing here, obviously, our big cathedral, which we do need to finish putting in a back room. I got a lot of stuff I can do on stream. Um, so I need to hop back on streams. I've been taking a break from streams. My bad, everybody. I've been really busy. And next week, I'm even more so busy. But we need to finish this back room, put a bunch of things in here, a big library, and just like a bunch of storage back there with some mythical things that these guys could have. That's stuff that needs to be done. But also, one thing that we're missing, and I might do live streams for this. So if you guys want, you can see the VODs when they pop up. And I normally stream on the weekends, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in seeing it live. I need to put in a bunch of things. Pathing, roads, obviously going from here to there. And then we need all the small stuff. I'm probably going to spend a number of streams putting in a bunch of tiny things because the world is going to look like a bunch of randomly placed things if we don't start having surrounding buildings and different things like that. I want to have roads going. We need to have a road going probably from here to there, and then halfway we're going to go this way. And then we can have little towns scattered, maybe, a decent distance from these places, but not too far because everybody's going to be walking, you know. So, like, this is pretty far, I'd say, from both of those things. So maybe having like a very small town right here. I'm talking like a villager type town, like a village in Minecraft, like the one we have up there. So stuff like that, going a road going through here, just so small, little like a pub, and a couple different houses and stuff for different workers that are going to be in that, and we'll have like a main road going through. Oh yeah, it's not gonna load. Well, I'm gonna have like a main road going through here. I need to have like old ruins, stuff that's broken down and didn't get finished, or it's just been broken down, hasn't gotten fixed. Maybe some docks off on the sides of these roads and stuff. It's like a lot of things. Like I've given reference to in many videos and live streams. I love Fable, the first one specifically. And there's just the whole world is kind of filled with stuff like that. So we're gonna end up doing that on some live streams. If you guys want to see those things, be sure to check them out. They mostly happen on the weekends, so later night EST. Okay, I got a lot of stuff to say there. We'll see how I edit that. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish our project here. So main thing I want to do to finish off this build is actually move in here. And the only thing that really entails is having a staircase going up there and having my stuff here. So let's go see what we have to take out. Like the important things. We got to move villagers and stuff, at some point. That's going to be a pain. I might have to do a railroad, and I don't want to do railroads like that. I mean, I guess that's another thing we could have too. Man, I got so many things I got to do. But I'll probably make a video. I'm going to make a video on that. That's a good video idea. Having like a connected rail through the world, but it's going to look legitimate. It's going to go through the mountains and, on the ground and across places. We'll have to spend some time on that. That's a really good video that I'm going to do at some point, probably before episode 10, because I like that. So yeah, we're gonna have to have a rail going, and once we get the rail going, so we'll like focus on that in one of the next few episodes. Then we can move our villagers from here to there because it'll be easier to move them that way. There's no river that goes directly from here to there, I don't think. Like, it gets pretty close if I took this river over like there, and then I'd only had to walk them that far to go to that river, but I'd rather just do it on one rail. Then we can have different rail stations. Let's see what we got. I know we don't have too much stuff here, and it's kind of funny because I've been complaining about not having too much storage, and now we're about to have a ridiculous amount we don't even need. Because we've been dealing with, what is this, 5 barrels? Yeah, like a few barrels here. 5, 6, 5 main barrels, 2 junk barrels, you know, this, and just a few barrels. That's basically all I've been living out of. I think the best thing to do, because I got so much stuff in my shulker boxes, we're going to just move. Good thing we got most of our big stuff in here. And yeah, let's like set up some stuff. We have to go back and get some shulker boxes, and then we'll get ourselves moved in. Might as well start with the things that we have on us in these shulker boxes. Instead of like throwing them in a random chest, we'll just start organizing with these. Yeah, this is going to be undecorated, but I guess I might as well just start here. We'll just start putting up chests because that's what we're going to use this for anyway. So let's just grab a bunch of chests here. And we'll go about this the way we're going to go about it. So let's just do like this. We're going to end up changing this. It's going to be, oh God, it's going to be fixed. Or it's going to be, you know, nicer down here. But I don't think I'm going to do that in this video. Now, this room, like I said, it's so big that we could probably have sections of things. And we'll see what we have to throw out here. I mean, there's a lot of stone, so maybe this could be the stone section. But I think maybe I'll just set this up as it is. And then just move. With this many shulker boxes, we might only have to make one trip. Yeah, so I think we'll just like set this stuff up. I don't have any leather on me, which is unfortunate. We'll be able to categorize things very well, though, with this much space. Because we can go, what is this, 4 high. And we'll have rows, like I said. Maybe with the space we're allotted here, we can probably do like a 3 wide row. But we can go 4 high before hitting the ceiling. And double chest, so that's pretty cool. Let me go grab some leather real quick. With my spam channel, I'm getting so much better at rambling. Kind of been doing more rambling on that channel in a matter of like 4 videos than I've done on this channel in like a month or 2. Because I've only put out so many videos on this channel in that amount of time. Oh yeah, and in the big city, we're going to have to transfer farms. So, ooh, maybe the area surrounding the castle we can have farms. Because I was kind of thinking like, what should we have directly around the castle? So we'll figure that out. But we can make that farm even bigger. It'd be actually pretty cool. And I've thought about this. This area is going to become like a remnant of, I don't know, we'll use this area for something still. Because it's a nice area to just not worry about what it looks like and just set things up. But this thing's not going to be loading anymore. And we're closer to spawn, so I can actually start moving some iron over. And Will's going to be left behind over here. Sorry, Will. I don't think I can move you. This is going to be where you live. And I'm very sorry. We got Caden here as well. I don't know if I'm going to move Caden either. But we got a few guys over here. I mean, no, nobody else actually, because I got my other members were named tools and things. All right, so let's head back over there. Alrighty. Toss these down. And I need some more sticks. Where's my wood chest? There you are. So what do we got here? We're going to have... I guess we can categorize stone bricks in its own thing. We're going to have so much freaking space. So we'll start with this. It's got a lot of this stuff. So we'll do deep slate here. And like I said, we can basically categorize each individual block if we have enough. I don't know if I'm ever going to have enough, like... specifically like tiles and stuff by itself. So I think maybe these assortment blocks like this and like these I'll put in their own chest with each other. But these, you know, we'll have plenty of this on us at all times. So we can actually just throw all that in. There we go. Freed up 3 shulker boxes for us. Now what do we got next? Stone bricks. And we'll do like stone bricks. We'll do these stone assortments, I guess. Once we actually set up like exactly where we're going to have everything and we tear down all the pillars, I'll probably just give every chest its own item, like even the stairs. So if we have deep slate stairs, it goes in its own thing. If we have deep slate bricks stairs, they're in a different chest. If we have deep slate polished deep slate, it's in its own chest. Just because we'll have the room to do it. we may only have 3 different polished deep slate in that chest, but I want to set it up like that, and we'll actually organize it. So we'll have like the deep slate section, the stone section, you know, granite, andesite section, stuff like that. But for now, I'm gonna organize this pretty well, but we're not gonna get it insanely in-depth organized here. Glass, we don't need to have different colored glass. I mean, I guess we'll have room to do it. We'll have room to do it. So when we get more space, we'll end up just putting all of the different glass. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't know. That might be one that's too niche for me. All right, we got everything emptied except for these, but we'll keep those in there, I guess. I don't really have another place to put them. I don't want to make a chest for saplings. We're going to have to end up doing that when we come back anyway, so we'll just keep it in there. All right, so we can actually, like I said, we could probably fill up everything because we only have maybe like 8 barrels, 12 barrels, a double chest. That's it. So that's 14. Ooh, we're really close, really close. Okay. So we might have to make, we might have to double back for just a few things, but we'll see when we get over there. And I didn't waste, dang it, now I just thought about this. I didn't really like waste my time by putting all of these beacons here, but it definitely, I don't know, we're going to use this area for stuff for sure. But I want to have like my main stuff over there, especially as we're working over there. We'll definitely continue to use this area for stuff. I'm just not sure what, because this is like fully protected zone with all of my beacons and everything. But we need to have beacons across the world anyway. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to place all of these down. Hello, zombie. Wait, what? Why's my gate open? Could have been bad. I'm glad it was a zombie. All right, we're just going to place all of these down, and then we'll just load up. Load up all of our stuff here. Don't care where it goes, which stuff. I don't think I'm going to have to... Honestly, I don't actually think I'm going to have to use half these. Just because I know all of these are not filled up. I cannot imagine doing this without mouse tweaks. That would be a freaking nightmare. The double-clicking stuff is vanilla when you ever like double-click everything into a chest. But the the drag clicking is not vanilla. Which should totally be vanilla. I don't even know why that has to be a mod. They already like they added shift clicking and stuff. It's not like they don't want to make things easy. I feel like a section here is gonna have to be just like dedicated. Like our room's big enough up there that we're gonna have a few chests. I'll probably need a few chests if we want to keep it organized, but with like all the special stuff. Like elytras and these armor trims and stuff that I don't want to lose. Oh, and we can move our enchantment set up to the castle. That'll be nice not having it outside anymore. I've been needing since day one to have a building for that thing, and now we don't even need one. All right, we actually did use all of the, or not all of them, but all but 2. Not too shabby. Okay. Is that all we have here? I'm pretty positive it is. What the heck? Okay. This is a ender chest. I'm not going to tear this place apart because we can come back and use this space. So I want to like have, you know, options. I'm just moving everything so that when we are working over there, we don't have to come back here for nothing. Or for nothing, for anything. And I've never had like a full-on chest room. Because I'm going to have to make like a center point that has all of my different workstations and stuff, since that's where all of my things will be stored. It'll be pretty cool. We're gonna spend some time making this house a home, but that might take some time to actually fully do it. Oh, I love how this looks in the rain. Wow, that's beautiful. That's like some Hogwarts stuff. Obviously, it's nowhere near the detail that Hogwarts is, but it just reminded me of it. All right, I don't know if that'll be enough. There's a lot of things to category here. So we already have, let me throw this in there to make this simple. We already have this chest. Let's start with this though. We got a cobblestone chest going right here. I need to go down to that mine as well. I think I have some stuff stored in a mine. I could be wrong about that. All right, let me organize all this stuff and then we'll pop back in a sec. Okay, here we go. I added quite a few. I'm missing a few things. Like I ended up throwing a bunch of stuff in here that like this stuff's kind of special, kind of. I mean, I can totally make a trims chest and that'll be its own thing. And then this you know, I guess I want to keep these on me along with the elytras and lapis we can put into the library that we might have in this area. Though I might actually save my enchantment table for the cathedral library so that I have a purpose for visiting that area. But yeah, we have a few things that I just couldn't really find a place for, and I didn't want to make another chest for like random things. So yeah, we definitely needed a space this big, and everything's not even perfectly organized. Like I ended up compromising with these blocks because I didn't have much of them to just throw all of N stuff in here. And same with Nether. Um, you know, and foliage, which we might have to end up doing this anyway. How many times or how much of seagrass am I going to have? You know what I mean? How many rose bushes am I really going to have? Surprisingly, we ended up having quite a bit of, I mean, not a bunch, but quite a bit of dyes that I didn't realize we had. So yeah, some things are compromised, but like this doesn't really belong anywhere else. I should actually, this can go in here. I was like, it has 2 iron in it. Yeah, here we go. We got all of our stuff in here. Yeah, okay. So we got all this. We got our house over there emptied, so we're ready to kind of live here. With all of our stuff in the basement gives us a good reason to be here. I'll leave my shulker boxes down here just because I don't really have anywhere else for them to be. And if we're going to work on a project, then we're probably going to come to this area to grab this stuff. So that's fine with me. And I'll have to clear up my quote-unquote super smelter. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I could kind of put in this area. Why is there a hole here? I'm almost positive that wasn't there before. I'm trying to think because I want to have like different rooms for different things, but I want to have a workstation in this chest area so I don't have to run around the castle to craft things. So yeah, let me know if you guys have a good idea of any rooms that we could probably put in there because I don't really want to fiddle around with it. Why are you running at me? Fiddle around with it too much. I'll probably end up putting something similar to this because we should have the room to do it. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we could dig into the ground a little bit, and I kind of want to just like take this and put it in there because this was kind of nice. It's only 7 chests. Is that? Yeah, 7 chests or 7 things. Oh, I got a bunch of stone in here. It's only 7 furnaces, but it did a good job. I mean, it was a lot better than just putting things into 4 different furnaces I had, and it's not that bad to make. I mean, we had to fill it. It's not the most perfect thing in the world. We did have to fill it there. I might perfect it a little bit so that I can actually put it inside here. But I'll probably put it down here, like I said, because we're going to have all of our different things in here. So that's most likely what I'll do. Oh, and this gives us a good... Once we get this entire area filled out, we can actually clear out the chest in front of the cathedral, which will be nice. See, we've needed a storage place. That's what's nice about this. That's what's really... Yeah, I'm happy about that. We've needed a storage place, and now we have one underneath this castle. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any ideas on what I should do with different rooms inside of here. I'm going to come back in the next episode, and we're going to be in this area anyway, so we can be working on this so that we can actually start doing the walls around our city and then getting some of the main things going on in the city. I might have different sections that I build in the next episode. We will see. Over the course of the next few episodes, we're going to build a wall around this, fill everything in here. So probably dedicate an episode to actually just building the city itself and not just the castle. So we'll see. And then I'll probably dedicate an episode to building the railroad here as well. So yeah, that'll be a hell of an undertaking over the next few episodes. So please let me know if you guys have any ideas for things that I can throw inside of here in different spaces. If you want to see any of the dumb, stupid stuff that we're going to be doing, like I said, join the live streams. Happen on the weekends most of the time, later in the night. EST is the time zone, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. It's been insane. We just hit 11,000 subscribers not too long ago, maybe a couple of days ago. So thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing, liking the videos, joining it. I hope everybody's enjoying the vintage story. That was the last thing I posted. I'll probably end up posting a few more of those throughout you know, occasionally. I'll throw them occasionally. We're a Minecraft channel after all, but I'll put one of those up occasionally. If you want some more videos from me, go to the second channel in the description. It's Wired Spam. And yeah, that'll pretty much be it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So appreciate you for stopping by.